unsupervised and Cup of Joe standing there like, I'm afraid. Cup of Joe, you should be afraid. You should be very afraid right now.
Oh, I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah. Listen, I'm that kid that your parents told you not to hang out with. I'm that troublemaker down the street because I've just decided. I'm going to be honest, folks. I love this job. I love this job so much. I don't really grouse. I never complain about getting up so early to come to work. And I've told you, I'm not a morning person. I am definitely not a morning person. But I love this job so much. And I love getting the text messages from people. But can I just do this? Can we just do this for my own fun today since Dave's not here? I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to open up the phone lines right now. And I'm going to do something we've done a couple times here on Richmond's Morning News, but I just feel like doing it this morning. I think I need to hear from some people this morning. So we're going to go open phone lines until the top of the hour. Super Dave's not here. I'm going to run wild. I'm going to grab the scissors and run down the hallway with you this morning here on WRVA. Let me just say right now, Cup of Joe, I am solely responsible for this. If anybody gets in trouble or anybody yells at us, I will take full responsibility. And I'm saying this on YouTube now, so just in case we get in trouble, I will take full responsibility for just taking the radio station over to the top of the hour, but it's important.
I'm glad you're taking the hit.
I will take 100% responsibility for this. 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. The reason I bring this up is, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a long conversation with somebody I care about very, very much. Really wonderful person. And she was just talking about, Rich, it's just, the world feels so crazy right now. The world feels so crazy right now. It's just, I don't get it. Everybody's just, ugh. And she couldn't put her finger on what was really going on. I would like to know how you feel. Do you feel, on a scale of 1 to 10, here's what I'm going to ask you. How much uncertainty, angst, and just anxiety do you feel right now in America on June 5th, 2026? Here's what I'm going to tell you. We all feel it. You feel like it's just you. We all feel it. I'm going to tell you that right now. We all feel it, but I want to know why. I know why. I want to hear what you're feeling. I'm going to tell you what
Walt
a
from
lot of people don't understand. Okay? 833-804-1140. Here's what I'm going to tell you is going on right now. I asked someone who's in their 90s about the 60s and what went on in the 60s. You had the Democratic National Convention. You had assassinations. You had this country ripping itself apart at the seams. And that's what I kind of feel like we're seeing right now. People are trying to rip us apart at the seams. And I said, what was it like? He goes, a lot like it is now. But when we were talking, it dawned on me. Because of social media, because of cable news, because of you're just constantly being fed these things, it feels like you're drinking water through a fire hose. And it feels like you are just being overwhelmed by all of this negativity. That's why we're going to look for good stories that we could share with people. But because you feel so overwhelmed, like you're drowning in quicksand, nobody gets to stand up and go, enough is enough, or they get to talk about, wait, there's some good stuff that we have in this country as well. I'm excited for USA 250. Others aren't. But I'm not going to be cowered down. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to tell you this is a great place to live, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be right now.
Walt from 288.
How do you feel about all of this? Do you feel that anxiety that I think everybody else feels, but nobody wants to say it out loud? Number for you to join us on the program, 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. I'm just going to start taking telephone calls. Walt on line 1. Good morning. You're on News Radio WRVA. How are you?
Good morning, Rich. I'm doing pretty well. I've called in before.
Yes.
I didn't know what topic it was we were going to speak about, but I did hear what you said. Everything is getting shoved down our throats, and sometimes you don't have enough time to process. But like I told the screener, I said, I know you said you're going through the top of the hour, but please make sure you get that national anthem in.
Oh, no, we'll get the national anthem in. I promise you we'll do that. That's required. That's required. But
you know I'm all about that.
Oh, no, as am I.
Tomorrow's D-Day, so we got to remember that great generation.
Oh,
But,
think about the
appreciate what you
anxiety.
do.
Think about the anxiety of all those kids that were on those boats, and they were waiting to
Yeah.
go. I went and saw the movie Pressure last week with Brendan Fraser. If you're a fan of history, go see it. It's amazing. And I think about those things. I've gone to Arlington. John Glenn had a beautiful speech once. He said, if you really want to think about what we're doing here, go to Arlington and see all those men and women that gave up their lives for what we have today. And it helps center me when you look at what's going on in this country. And I watch what's going on in Congress, and I see all these people yelling, screaming, "Shut up." No, we're better than that. The frustration for people
That's
that are
right.
yelling, "Shut up." I understand why you're frustrated. Let's stop being frustrated. Frustration is being concentrating on something that's already happened. I look what's going on in California right now. We already saw what happened the night of the election. Now they're saying, well, hold on a second. We just found 4,000 votes, and Spencer Pratt might not make the runoff. That chips away at the integrity of the election, and people feel like, well, are any of these elections real anymore? I watch what's going on with Graham Plattner. You got a guy who has a SS Nazi tattoo on his chest, and people are still saying, I don't care, I'm going to vote for him. It makes you feel like the world is going crazy, but it's not. You just keep getting fed this stuff that's ripping everybody apart. So that's why I just want to tell everybody, it's okay. Take a deep breath, step back for a little bit. It's a great country, and let's speak up and hear from people today. So I appreciate you calling, my friend.
Appreciate it. Look, real quick, I know you got to go. If we do a whole lot better together,
Yes.
got to stand up for what we believe in. And all, like we said, all this stuff's pushed down our throats. Take a deep breath, take it in, and appreciate what you got, because you got more blessings than what you got. Thank you, Rich. Love
Absolutely.
you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the call. 833-804-1140. 833-804-1140.
Cassie from Providence Forge.
Share with me if you feel that anxiety, you watch the news, you're like, what am I going to hand off to my kids and my grandkids? Because again, listen, there's people that are going to try to tear us under. I don't think we should let that happen. And by speaking up and feeling like you're not being run over, I think that's a great way to start. Let me go to Cassie on line 2. Hey, Cassie, welcome. You're on News Radio WRVA. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Oh, as always, fat and sassy. Life is good.
You should put that on a pillow.
So all I wanted to say, sure, we've got anxiety, but so many of us are waiting for somebody else to fix it. Somebody else ought to take care of it. If you don't speak up, if you don't get out there, if you don't volunteer, if you don't participate, shut the hell up.
Cassie, if I told you I've got a crush on you right now, I hope my wife doesn't get jealous, because you have made my day. Here's the deal. What's America all about? We're self-sufficient, right? We take care of ourselves. We stand up for ourselves, the great pioneers. You have people that stand up and do the right thing, even when it's tough. And Cassie, you're 100% right. We become spectators in our country that we need to participate in. We become spectators where we're just sitting here. Hey, somebody else is going to show up. Somebody else is going to take care of this. You get what you give. And if you're not giving anything, we get this. You're 100% right. Speak up, get involved, volunteer, go out and do something better for your community. Cassie, here's what I'm going to tell you. I've had really highs in my life. I've had really lows in my life. And it's funny, when I've had really lows in my life, I've got a buddy of mine. He's got more money than anybody else I know, been wildly successful, but he's had really tough lows. And he'll tell me, Rich, get off your butt and go volunteer. I'm like, no, I just want to sit here on my couch and be depressed. He goes, get off your fat butt and go volunteer. And I said, why? And he goes, you'll find that once you go out there, get off your fat butt, get off that couch and do something for someone else, you're going to realize the world's a lot better. And he's 100% right. When I'm feeling blue, I'll go volunteer and do something. And I realize, you know what? The world's a great place to be. And we just have to get out of our own head.
That you do. And it will increase your self-worth.
Yes.
Which helps you to get up in the morning.
You are sassy and my friend.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the time. I wish you well. God bless you.
God bless you. That's the thing right there, folks. How do you feel now? she's 100% right. Like, I've got a crush on her. A man crush is when I'm like, that guy's the greatest. I've got a girl crush on her. More people, if we had that attitude, instead of just looking at everybody else, oh, I'm looking for a hero. There are no heroes coming, folks. It's up to you and I to do it ourselves. I love this. I'm glad.
Another Walt.
I hope I'm not
driving
going to
on
get
Highway
too much
64.
trouble by taking over the radio station, but I felt somebody, and I love her to death, and she was talking about all the anxiety. And I'm like, okay, you know how we get rid of that anxiety? We kind of talk through it together. Got a text message here. I'm 80 years old, lived through the 60s. I'm fearful of the direction this country is heading. I'm too old to worry about, but fear for the younger generations. And I don't want to hear about the late, great planet Earth. Boom. 100%. It's up to us. The same way that the great generation did and the boomers did. Now it's up to Generation X and the millennials. We've got to get off our couch and get involved, volunteer, do something, show up, speak our mind, speak up. I love this. 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. Where am I going to go, Walt?
Walt, he's driving on
All right.
64.
Walt's on line 1. Welcome. You're on News Radio WRVA. Good morning. Walt, you're on the air. Walt, I hear you. All right, put Walt back on hold. We don't do this all the time, so Walt's probably listening to himself on the radio, and there's a little bit of a delay. Just in case, we'll get Walt back on the phone. But I do have an open phone line for you, 833-804-1140. How do you try to get involved? What have you done personally to try to make Richmond the best place to be? I'm like Cup of Joe. He goes out, does volunteer work, works with his kids. He's a great dad. That's how he does it. When was the last time you thought about, what am I going to do to make my community a better place? How many of you are givers? How many of you are takers? When's the last time you got out there and did something for the betterment of the community? And it could be something, everybody thinks it's got to be something big. No, it's the little tiny baby steps. Mowing your lawn, keeping your lawn nice for the neighborhood, that makes us a better place. Volunteering at a school, being nice to a kid, something as little as opening the door for someone makes a huge difference. Just going to the store, standing there, opening the door.
Got Bob.
Makes life better. What's the last time you did something to make life better? 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. Let me go to Bob on line 1. Hey, Bob, welcome. You're on News Radio WRVA.
Hello, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, Bob. How are you?
I'm okay. So we're talking about anxiety and what's happening all around the country. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I have lots of anxiety about the direction we're heading, not right now, but the potential direction we may be heading. What scares me is the Democrat Party's quest for absolute power. It's obvious that, they'll definitely want to add 2 more states and also stack the Supreme Court, which means that, there will no longer be a constitutional republic.
Okay.
That scares me.
Okay.
I worry about the whole thing collapsing. We've got lots of people, barbarians at the gate, so to speak.
Okay.
Americans have a great empire.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in here with you?
Absolutely.
See, when we start going down that rabbit hole, that's when we start going into that dark place. That's when people start getting all this anxiety. Is this country, how are we split right now?
I'm sorry, pardon?
How are we split right now on the political spectrum?
Well, we're definitely split on the political spectrum.
About 50-50, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's
about
right.
50-50. Now, here's the thing. Because we are inundated with social media and cable TV, they only feed you what gives you anxiety. And the reason they do that is they want you to come back and keep watching. Have you ever noticed when somebody says, oh, they look for those examples, they find one person who said one stupid thing on social media and they use that and they make you think like the entire country feels that way?
Yes, I realize that.
They all use clickbait. Now, here's what
these interviews.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see some of these interviews at night when they'll, they interview people, and it seems like they don't know anything, which I hope that's not the case, because
Right.
most of the people I know are a little more acquainted than that. Although some people,
Yeah.
I
So
know,
when Jesse Waters sends,
oblivious.
what's his name out, and he finds the dumbest people, they do that because it's entertaining. But here's what I'll tell you. So I spent a lot of time on college campuses over the last 4 years because I was broadcasting college sports. So I was on campus probably 3-4 times a week. Spent a lot of time with young people that are in college, like my son right now, 25, finishing up school. It's pretty funny when I would walk through campus. Sometimes I meet him for lunch, and before he transferred there, I would just walk around campus and I'd look, and I would see a 50-50. I'd see these kids with purple hair. I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I would see these kids that were more had their act together. Not to say kids with purple hair don't have their act together. That's them doing whatever they were going to do. But I would have kids that I'd look and go, you know what? That kid's going to be a future leader. Kid's going to be a future leader. We just don't talk about them. And then when I saw Charlie Kirk come to campus at the University of Arizona, because that's where we were living, I was amazed at these kids that came out of the woodwork. And they all stood up and they all were there united because Charlie brought them all together. And they had that moment where they could all stand there, be themselves without people looking around. And it made you feel good about what we have in this country, something we don't see on the news all the time. I will tell you this, Bob. I will host, I haven't done it here in Virginia. No one's asked me. I hope they do. I would host a Service Academy ball of kids that were West Point, Annapolis, Colorado Springs, Coast Guard, Merchant Marine Academy. I'd host a military ball for them every Christmas. I did one at the Richard Nixon Library, and I did one in Scottsdale. And I got to meet some of the most amazing kids that you'll ever meet in your entire life. We just don't talk about them enough. And it's just, and I see this now in my generation, looking at this younger generation, because we had kids like that were complete mess ups. My generation, we had kids that were really smart and well put together, but the kids that were well put together never made the news. Nobody ever talked about them. I think it's the same thing here. You'd be surprised on how many kids have their act together that we just don't see because there are future leaders and they haven't peaked right now where everybody's looking at them.
True. What scares me a lot is, and I have some good friends that just seem to be proud of being oblivious to, what's going on around them.
That's a great point. That's a good point. I'll share this with you, and then I got to run because they're going to tell me to be quiet because I wasn't supposed to take over the show. But I just wanted to tell people, I get the anxiety part of it. Take a step back, breathe, touch grass. Our country might seem like it's ripping apart at the seams, but if you just get out of your own head and just look around, we're doing pretty well. I'll leave you with this, Bob. First time I ever went to Independence Hall in Philadelphia, I went during the weekend of the Army-Navy game, and I took my boy, and I've told this story, and if you've already heard it, I apologize. We're standing there going, wouldn't it be great if we were Patriots and we go we'd fight those lobster backs and send those Tories back, and we're going on and on. To the point of just absurdity. And a park ranger turned and he goes, no, you wouldn't. I said, what do you mean, no, I wouldn't? He goes, do you understand the makeup of what we had during the Revolutionary War? I said, no. I said, everybody was a patriot. He goes, no. He goes, 30% were patriots, 30% were loyalists, the 40% in the middle were just trying to get by. It's kind of like that still today. I got 30% that are conservative Republicans. I got 30% that are progressives that want to change the world, make it a better place. They got the 40 that are just trying to pay their bills. That's what we have at the heart of America right now. All right, I got to run. They're telling me to get out of here. I got 10 seconds to get to the national anthem. All right, thanks for the call, Bob. Appreciate it. National anthem brought to you by Freedom Services and Trinity, the biggest little gun store in town, located in Mechanicsville. I'll see you on Monday, everybody.
Please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so